What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another video. What's the best trading book that you've ever read? I'm going to give you mine here, but I want to know down in the comments below, what's your favorite trading book? Which one had the biggest impact on your trading, whether it was in the beginning or even most recently? Because some of the most recent books, I mean, it's going to be different than how I was learning in the beginning, but some of the most recent books I've read have played a bigger part in my trading than some of the old ones. So, first things first, is it The Disciplined Trader? I don't know where the sleeve went. I just have the bare naked book, but definitely one of the OG ones, definitely one of the first ones that I read. Just gonna read a couple passages from each of the books, but I do recommend that you go read them all for yourself, at least some of them, or look up some videos on them. Just get some of the knowledge that are in these books. It says, I know many traders who can do extremely good market analysis, sounds like you, on their own, but seek opinions of other traders to know what to do and when to take those trades instead of their own, simply because they don't want to take responsibility for if the trade doesn't work out. That one goes to a lot of the traders that know what they should be doing on a daily basis. They just have that lack of confidence to do it, so they just rely on others. Or maybe they don't even know they're doing it, but they just look to take other people's trades because if it loses, it's going to be a hit to their ego. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. But realistic, if they just leaned into that confidence and leaned into what they do know, they could do very well on their own if they just took their own analysis, which is probably right, and not just assume that other people know what they're doing and follow their trades. Now, which one's this? Trading in the zone. Again, I don't know where the sleeve is. I took it off, but trading in the zone, another great one from Douglas himself. Let's read a passage. I have them all highlighted. If you don't highlight your books, especially trading books, I don't even know what I want to read in this one. But he says the consistency you seek is in your mind, not in the markets. Figure that. It's attitudes and beliefs that about being wrong, losing money, and the tendency to become reckless. When you're feeling good, that causes most losses, not technique or market knowledge. I think that one speaks for itself. A lot of the time, yes, I do try to teach you my strategy, and you do need a solid trading strategy to make money in the market. But a lot of the time, that's half the battle. I could teach you that in an hour, 3 hours. I mean, I taught you it in 3 hours in the course, but it doesn't mean you can just trade it consistently the very next day because it's all about what you have upstairs, how you approach the markets, how you think. So that's gonna be another one. This one's a beefy one. Trading Psychology 2.0. I mean, that thing's like a Harry Potter book. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't read the whole thing. There's a lot. Simply on this one, if I open it up to what I have bookmarked, 57 best practices for trading success. So just go read those 57 if you don't want to read the entire book. That's 300 pages deep. But definitely a great book. It's got little stories within it of just trading psychology. It's not like chapters broken up like the other books, but definitely a super good one for just trading psychology 2.0. Honestly, I haven't read the first one. I don't know exactly what it is, but 2.0 is very solid. But is the best book the 12 Habitudes? A lot more my speed. I mean, I think a fifth grader could read this one. Very small, very easy read, but I do honestly like how simple it is and how easy it is to read. Because honestly, you could honestly read just one chapter a day or remind yourself of what you're dealing with the most because it's split up very simply. That this one is the 12 Habitudes of Success. It says a look at trader success and entrepreneurs also show that they've been able to survive failure as many times as they have. Many super traders have experienced crushing losses in their early trading careers. Imagine that. I think we all have to go through that. But a sense of scarcity is also behind the fear of missing out. I agree with that. That's not just greediness of wanting to take all of every move or make as much money. Part of it is thinking that there's not going to be another setup. But if you have an abundance mindset, you don't really fear missing out. It's not just because you're money hungry, it's because you fear there's not another trade. Jump the gun on the trade or force trades that don't fit their criteria. That sounds like a lot of people. That since they fear they're gonna not find another setup, they just jump the gun, jump in here, short it there, long it there, just because this might be the last trade. But last book, second to last book, is The Mental Game of Trading the best book of all time? It might just be. I really love this book by Jared Tendler. One of the best. I mean, I can open it up. I don't even know what I bookmarked in here, but the A game, the C game. I mean, everyone's probably seen that chart at this point. The Mental Game of Trading, the C game. I'll read this part. If you focus only on the front end improvement, as many traders mistakenly do, your range gets wider. As a result, a host of problems develop, including wild swings in the execution, plateauing, burnout, and the inability to maintain high levels of focus. Contrary to what many traders believe, your back end doesn't automatically move forward because your front end did. So that's basically talking about your A game, B game, C game. That yes, you do want to improve your A game, that if that's constantly moving forward, doesn't automatically that your C game is moving forward with it, that might be lingering behind you, still being detrimental to your trading, right? If you have a great strategy that's continually improving, your A game is getting really, really good. But that over trading or that lack of confidence is still lingering behind you. That C game, that tilt day is not improving at the same pace as that A game. You're really not going to improve all that much because it's always going to be there being a crutch for you. That C game. Now, is this the best book of all time? Anchored VWAP. I'm going to say yes. This is my favorite trading book. Brian Shannon, the GOAT, the VWAP GOAT, that the godfather of VWAP. That I'm going to definitely say this is my favorite trading book. Obviously, you've seen the course at this point, I hope, on Apex TV Futures 2.0. Obviously, very VWAP heavy for a specific reason because I've learned it from Brian Shannon in this book. Anyone that ever asks me about VWAP, everyone that comes through the Blackshirt Club, I always recommend go read the VWAP book. That's where I learned many of my knowledge of it, and I'm always still critiquing it and developing it even more. But my foundational knowledge of it very heavily from this book from Brian Shannon himself, Anchored VWAP. So definitely go check that out if you're just interested in VWAP in general, whether it's my strategy or not. Definitely go read the VWAP because it's just one of the best indicators I think there is in general for the futures market. That whether you implement it like I do or not, there's many different ways to do it, but definitely huge foundational part in my trading and developing the strategy. And of course, there's other books that I don't have on hand because I like to listen to some books. But I feel like that was a pretty good list overall. We don't even need to add other ones, but I will add a couple honorable mentions. And these are kind of older ones that I read in the very beginning of my trading. The One Good Trade by Mike Bellafiore, S&B Capital. Great book teaching about the abundance of, you hear me say it all the time, I just need one good trade. 1 to 2 good trades today, this week, right? Comes from that. You just need one good trade. The power in just one good trade. And then on the right one, best loser wins. That was more recent one, probably recent in like the last year or two. Reading that one because okay, I have my strategy, I'm feeling good, but I don't like losing, as none of us do. So you need to know how to handle losses. That's a great book for that. The One Good Trade is a great one for abundance, building that trading plan, and then even obviously the VWAP book for building your trading plan because that's going to be the strategy that you're trading. So all these books tie together. There's no one that is just the clear winner, except for the VWAP book. That's the clear winner in my book. But definitely a lot of great books out there that I know nobody likes reading and it is somewhat boring, but you don't need to read all of them. I'm sure you can find notes on a lot of these books and just little tidbits and not have to read the whole thing, but that kind of just shows maybe your lack of actually wanting to learn how to trade because I don't want to read, but damn, if they're going to teach me things that are going to improve my trading, then let me do it. So these are my top books and there's a lot of them. But what's your favorite book down below? Let me know. I want to know if you've read these books. Have you ever even heard of some of these books? If you haven't read some of these books, are they on your radar for the new year? A goal of mine in 2025, whether it's trading or not. I do want to read a little bit more, even if it is an audio book. I'm going to say that's reading. That I do want to read some more books, maybe outside of trading, that could still improve my trading, right? Just still mental books, money books, finance books, whatever the case may be. But if you're just starting out in trading or you're someone in the beginning, and obviously even advanced, you can still read these books. But if you're in the very beginning of your trading, definitely go read these because it's a lot outside of strategy. Obviously, none of these teach you a strategy that you're going to print money with, except for maybe the VWAP. Maybe. The rest is just foundational knowledge to get your head on straight, have a proper approach, proper expectations, all that good stuff, and the boring stuff. So, hopefully, you enjoyed the video. Like I said, let me know what favorite book of trading you've read this year, what you plan on reading, and let's have a great 2025. Lots of reading, lots of knowledge in all these books. So, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.